Moody Institute, a division of the Morose and Sullen Foundation.
You think Jeannie will be in this?
Well, a genie, but unfortunately it's played by Robin Williams.
Carnivorous Plants, it seems.
The carnivorous plants are also called horses.
A pleasant memory is all that remains of a world with 1 or 2 horsepower.
Catherine the Great can attest to that.
Dobbin would find himself quite out of place on a fast and crowded highway.
Unlike this one.
The Iron Horse was a modern marvel when Grandmother was a girl. But now...
Now Grandma's dead, and she died of a broken heart because someone was too busy looking at stock footage of transportation all day to visit her.
Carnivorous plants, ladies and gentlemen. Carnivorous plants.
Yep, there go the carnivorous plants, off to eat all the gnats and spiders in a brand new galaxy. Bye-bye.
Today, cameras and rockets 100 miles above the Earth are giving us a glimpse of what the passenger of tomorrow may consider commonplace.
Then boring, then worthy of complaint, then litigible.
Well, this certainly is an age of progress, isn't it?
Suits are boxier than ever.
There's been more of scientific discovery, more of technical advancement and material progress in your lifetime and mine than in all the ages of history. Invention has become the symbol of the age.
Narrowly edging out Diggum, the Honey Smacks frog.
And the mousetrap could well be the symbol of invention.
So screw you, cotton
My
gin,
father has
basically.
said to his offspring, son, build a better mousetrap and the world will beat a pathway to your door. And the sons have been busy.
Going to therapy for
Doing
their
just
father
that,
issues.
Thinking, planning, working. And they've built their better mousetraps. For man has discovered a lot of things.
I've discovered that one can glue a cat to the ceiling if you use enough peanut butter. Here, I'll show you.
And yet, perhaps the most embarrassing discovery is the fact that regardless of what man may invent or devise, nature had it first.
Like naturally occurring cheese whiz.
Why, there are literally millions of them. Far more wonderful and complex than anything man has ever thought of.
Stupid man. Get a stamen, loser.
It's okay, Grasshopper. I'm just weighing you. Yeah, that's it. Weighing every delicious gram of you.
This really isn't a natural behavior for plants. They're just all contestants on Fear Factor.
The grasshopper is German. He answered an ad in the paper looking for someone to kill and eat him.
Tell my husband I love him. All right, I devoured him after mating.
The similarity between a Venus flytrap and a bear trap is quite remarkable, isn't it?
In fact, the plant world won their lawsuit proving that.
The action. Now, the bear trap has a trigger right there.
How much will you pay me if I do
If
it?
the trigger is pushed. Now, the Venus flytrap has a trigger also.
It's called love.
In fact, it has 6 of them.
Which is why its mob name
3
was
on
Tony
each side.
Six Triggers.
But there's a difference. The bear trap doesn't know a bear from a piece of wood. But the Venus flytrap does.
It can also distinguish shinola
See,
from
to
another
touch the
substance
trigger
that's
hair
called...
once is not enough. Nothing happens. But if we touch the trigger hairs more than once...
It's considered sexual
and at just the right
harassment.
intervals, the trap is sprung. You see, no energy is wasted on a twig or a leaf that might fall into the trap.
Plants are lazy bastards.
But even more amazing is how those trigger hairs work. There is actually a flow of electrical current from those tiny trigger hairs to the apex of the plant.
powerful enough to
And when
kill a
anything
large
touches them,
ox.
The flow of current is interrupted. A correct number of these negative impulses will cause the trap to spring.
In short,
The
bow
insect
down before
struggles
our
to
new
get away.
rulers, the
More
plants.
pulses cause the trap to close even tighter. Man may have thought he built a better mousetrap, but he's never built one like this.
You mean a trap that can be steamed
But the
and
trap
served
is
as a
also
side to
stomach.
poultry or fish?
The animal will soon be digested by the plant, and in a few days, the Venus flytrap will be open for business again.
In that strip mall in Van
Now,
Nuys,
that
where
action
commercial
of the
rents
jaws
are
snapping
cheaper.
shut. It can take place in a 25th of a second. It can even catch flies. And yet the plant is completely devoid of muscle tissue.
It's the dust and diamond of the fauna
That
kingdom.
flow of electric current, we know it's there. And yet the plant has no nervous system.
Okay, what are you getting at?
How does it happen?
Now, what are you saying?
Someday we'll know.
This is going to end with you ordering me to kill myself, isn't
North
it?
America's bogs and swamps reveals that a master craftsman has laid out with intricate design a variety of traps to serve the needs of nature.
So God is primarily a designer of plant weaponry.
The trumpet plant, for example, is a type of pitfall. It's composed of a long, slender tube which will average from 18 to 24 inches in length.
It's also called
Down
nature's
inside the
ashtray.
tube are tiny glands that produce a nectar, and the nectar serves to attract the insects. The cobra plant is another type of pitfall, and like all the others, it may be passive, but it's very effective.
Like Gandhi, or the snotty note you leave your roommate when she doesn't refill the Brita.
The hood of the plant is a maze of tiny windows.
Created by tiny
These
Bill
appear to
Gateses.
attract insects to be a way of escape. In a frustrated attempt for freedom, a false step usually occurs, and the insect adds to the daily mineral requirements of a carnivorous plant.
The organism's most beloved of
Yet another
God.
type of pitfall is the pitcher plant. The shape of the leaves is responsible for its name.
Since it's shaped like
The leaves
Roger
actually
Clemens.
grow in such a manner that they form pitchers. Pitchers that are 6 to 8 inches deep and as much as 1
Man, I'm a
inch
very
wide.
hungry caterpillar today, I'm telling you.
Most of the pitfalls simply allow the prey to follow the line of least resistance. Getting out, however, is an entirely
Oh,
different-
please, let me be a butterfly for just 5 minutes, and then you can eat me.
Suddenly become spears that surround a prison. When an insect topples in, a pool of death awaits below.
That's what the waiter at
The liquid
Applebee's
will
said
put
when he
you to
set
sleep
down my
and
wife's soup.
digesting. The traps
And yeah, that
eat
joke
what
was
they
kind of a
catch.
long walk, but Applebee's is a hellhole compared to
Beautiful,
Chili's. Chili's,
these
where
are not
baby
flowers.
back ribs are
They're leaves
back.
that the sun
I
beats
want
on.
my baby back, baby
Nature's
back,
own
baby
brand.
back. I
Bill,
want
Bill,
my
you
baby.
doing a
And they're
commercial?
covered with bright
No,
red
no,
hairs.
absolutely not.
Oh, sorry. Just kind of sounded like
Well, Chili's paid me handsomely to promote their product, Mike, and you calling it a commercial really cheapens it.
The food is
a lot.
assimilated by the body of the plant.
Barbecue sauce is delicious.
Talk about your traps. This is a working model of one of the most fantastic traps ever built. Now, the prey approaches, triggers the mechanism.
That machine is actually for extruding small rodents.
mousewurst.
This trap even resets itself.
Wow, cool, I'll buy it.
Me too.
Now, can you imagine building all of this complicated mechanism into a trap the size of the head of this pin? God did it.
And he did it on a coffee break between
The plant
making the
itself,
Andes
the
Mountains and
utricularium,
inventing
lives beneath
nitrogen.
The surface of the water. Each of the small globular objects is a trap.
Admiral
More
Akbar
complicated
loves this
than our
short.
working model. The trap itself is so tiny that it will take a microscope to see it work.
God invented an early microscope
we're
too,
fortunate,
but it was
we can
surprisingly
actually see the
ineffective.
plant
Really
trapped
dropped the
tiny
ball
atoms.
there.
Nice going.
Notice the guide hairs and the 3 small trigger hairs. Now, don't blink your eyes. You're liable to miss the catch.
Or Steve Bartman will reach out from the stands and grab it.
He's just the kind of a fellow Utricularia likes to have around.
Micropwned.
Well, I told you not to blink.
I didn't blink.
You see, the catch is
jerk.
actually made in a 50th of a second. Now watch closely this time.
Unlike last time with all your pathetic blinking.
Such a dickweed. Hey, mister, maybe you keep blinking and you don't see me not
When
blinking.
the trigger
Huh?
hairs are bent, the trap is sprung.
Warnings by fish-headed Star Wars characters
And
notwithstanding.
when an animal gets sucked inside, eventually he succumbs and is digested.
And God is well pleased.
Even the Utricularia sometimes overeats.
Especially after breaking up with their
When we see
boyfriends.
such a complex mechanism as this, and remember, it's no larger than the head of a pin,
Thank God for that.
best traps look strangely cold and ineffective by comparison.
Do we really want more
Man's
warmth
progress
from
is
our
not
vermin
due
traps?
to discovery of new things,
Ow.
but merely to the uncovering of principles and devices that God ordained in nature.
The Lord truly works wonders through his incredibly efficient, hand-tooled killing machines.
Bless you and all your insect snaring, slaughtering, and digesting. Amen.